All right. So it is now 9:10 in India. Today, 9th of April 2022. We shall start our discussion. Today on the topic is logic versus conscience. Okay. This, we often go into, of course, when we operate in this world, we have to take different decisions, different actions, we say different things, we do different things. So, and most of the time when we do things knowingly and unknowingly, we seek approval from our own mind, ego mind. Basically, we do what appears to be logical to us. So we use logic to justify what we are going to do, going to say, even going to, if you're thinking something, if you, whenever we are analyzing and we think something, what we think is right. So this, the faculty of decision making, what is right thing to do, what is not right thing to do, we give it to our mind. And that mind is giving us a logic. I'm just analyzing how we operate. So basically, what is happening is whatever we do, we get a stamp of approval from our ego, because ego injects logic into our mind. So whatever we think this is the right thing to do, that approval comes from our ego, because otherwise we won't do it. If you don't think it is the right thing to do, or it is appropriate thing to do, or we need to do, then that particular approval, whatever actually we are doing, actually we are saying, it approval, most of us, the approval comes from our ego. And how ego operates, ego, it justifies, giving us the logic, giving us it analyzes the parameters, and then it gives us the approval. Yes, this is the way forward. In this whole process, so that's how normally we operate. Whatever right it appeared to be right to us, or need to do something, we do that. Or sometimes another thing, we just face that some doubt has been created. Something we are going to do, some doubt has come, so we give in to the benefit of doubt. So okay, fine, I think we should not do it because there is some doubt, we are getting some doubt. So all this, whether we think it is right, whether we think that is the best we could have done under the given circumstances, because that justifies some logic, or some doubt also has been created logically, that this is, the doubt is there is no need. Maybe there is already many people will be doing it. Why should I do it? This kind of thing are creating doubt that maybe somebody else will do it. Why me? So all these things are coming from our mind. And this particular aspect, this logic and doubt, these two are completely mind construct. And who is the principle of our mind? That is our ego. So basically, whatever we are doing is, everything what we say, do things, we are getting approval from our ego. And that's how ego survives. It maintains its position, So it in our world, we give that prime minister post or president post to our ego. And with that approval of that, we operate our life. That's a normal reality. And of course, that our ego doesn't want to lose its power and grip on you. That is their survival. It is ego's political survival that it is needed for that. So whatever decision we take and all, ego keeps its interest first, then your interest. I'll come to later on what is your interest, true interest. That will come later on. I'm just explaining how normally we operate in this world. I'm not saying ego is bad. Ego is needed to operate in the external world. Okay, it's not about good and bad. I'm just explaining how it works. See, now it is like say, political system of a country. Country needs some political system to run the country, no doubt about it. But that does not mean that anything come from that system is a right or it is in our best interest. That part we are now discussing. Same here. We need ego to operate in the external world, but how ego operates, what is the type of thing we give, based on that, when we run the course of action, whether it is our master or it is just our assistant. So more, it is said that our ego is or mind actually, mind is the worst master, but the great slave. Yeah? So if you want to bring your mind under your control, it will help you all along. But if you given a free hand, then it will run you. It will run you through injecting these kinds of thoughts. So, and what has happened in this process by using two things, logic and doubts, two things. By injecting, either it convinces us through logic that it is good for you, you can do it, or this is nothing wrong in this, why you bother, something like that, or creating a doubt that means what will happen? Do you think that anybody will notice? Nobody will notice. Don't bother. Something of that nature. Even if you say, no, this may not be right. He said, who cares? Everybody does it. He creates a doubt. And again, it justifies that your action. So you feel comfortable. He said, okay, fine. So, it's fine. Everybody is doing it. So why not me? So in this way, only thing is, the risk is that we are getting this control to our mind and creating huge amount of karma. It comes from our free will. Nobody will force anything on us. It is up to us to choose so-called the path and follow the path. Which path? I will just come after that. We need to find our own path and we need to walk that path. If we give in to all these things, our mind constructs, then we will not be able to progress in our path. So what is our path? The path is our soul's plan, which is given in this lifetime. We are here on the planet Earth for experientially learning something and grow. Experientially, knowledge-wise, everything a soul knows. We need to undergo certain experiences, and this is our path. We ourselves, our soul has decided in this lifetime we will do these things. What are these things? These things, normally two aspects. We come here. It is like, you can take that, it is like a school. Earth is like a school. It is not our home. Okay. We have not come here permanently. Just like we go to school and end of the period, we come back, like when the school is over, say maybe it is 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, then after 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, we come back home. Same here. We come here to do two things. One is training and testing. Two T's. Training, it is groomed. some of the things are the part of our training. We groomed up for that, and the testing come. Like same as a school, it is very easy to understand what we do in the school. If we go to say class 3, we sit in the class. First, we get groomed for this. No, we have been taught different lessons. So through different means, whether it's reading the book and giving exercise or homework, that doesn't matter. But we have been groomed, training. We have been given training. Then one point of time, maybe the midterm or final year, the end of the year, some exam comes. What form of exam doesn't matter, but some exam comes. So there is some training and testing. In here also, we all came from our, the domain of the soul. You can say the spirit world. Okay, we come here. We are spiritual being having human experience. So this art is equivalent to a school. Going to a school. It is not our home. We don't stay here permanently. We're not allowed. After the school final bell rings, within half an hour, everybody has to get out, all the students. Nobody can stay overnight. Tonight I will sleep in the school. It is not allowed. It will not happen. You come again tomorrow. That's fine. So same here. We come here again, take different lifetimes to come through different classes and get training and then testing. Training is our experiential training. We experience different things. And the issue is here, by design, art is mostly created as a negative area, so that here the temptations are more. Here the pulled, outside are more. To get slip away is more. Why? Because those are part of our training. If everything is whole strict, nothing, nobody can deviate anything, you will not get any training. Yeah? There will be no training. You will not get anything to overcome or find out your own way or solution. Because if there is no such thing as some adversities, no challenge, you will not learn anything. As simple as that. So, means suppose if everything is given to me, I'm protected, I'm living a life, I'm getting food, I'm getting clothes, just ordering. Why should I go to work? Why should I learn? Why should I educate myself? Why should I look for a job or start a business or whatever? There is no need. No? I'm getting everything. And in the process, I'll be a completely useless fellow. In soul's point of view, those kinds of life are wasted life. There is no challenge. You didn't learn anything. You didn't grow. In experiential understanding, you didn't grow. Okay, so those are the part of our training. So it comes as a training, and then test comes. The test comes to find out what option we are going to take, how we deal with it. It is in alignment with the truth, or it is alignment with the negativities of the earth. I repeat, okay, the test is whether we justifies our actions, thoughts, words, and actions, the free will. By free will, are we taking the course as per the earthly principles or earthly things, mostly negative? Or by free will, we choose to the truth, to the right path. That is our test. If we are choosing convenient one, or if we are choosing which is not the truth, then we fail our test. We come back again. And in failing test, as I was telling, that ego is only for this lifetime. Yeah? So again, another ego will come if I have to take another birth. Ego projects this failure as our success. Okay, that is the irony of the whole thing. Yeah, it justifies. that why we need to take these things. Even if we are slipping behind in our test, but it looks like that means if you give an example of the say, school situation, so that may be, suppose we failed the class 7 test, then equivalent thing is soul glorifies class 7. I say better to stay here. Why to take so many pain? Why to read so many books? What's wrong with class 7? It's good. So, this kind of thing, equivalent part of the thing. Overall, it is a foolish. But to get basically what is happening, to get a temporary relief, we are getting deviated from our permanent goal. The mission we come here to accomplish, spiritual mission, with our soul, to our own soul consciousness took this decision for our best interest, for overall growth. So that is the part, and soul knows one point of time I have to leave the school. If you fail too much, it will be rusticated from the school. But temporary the pleasure, or say maybe we got into the bad company of the students in the class. I said, why to take the class? Let us bunk the class and go to see a movie or go to that somebody's garden and वहाँ पे जाके थोड़ा सा आम चोरी करते हैं अच्छा there are so many fruits. So this kind of idea, get a thrill. So you are deviating. It looks very thrilling, and I said, fine, we'll. So exactly that's how our mind works. I'm just telling whatever, and whoever is actually studied in the school, then we think this is stupid. There are so many things to do, and you are just sitting in the class. It's so boring. So this kind of things are happening with us. And here what happens is our smartness fills us. Overall, smartness means our intelligence. Intelligence has a purpose, and intelligence has to be used as our free will to choose which is in our best interest, not what is convenient. Whatever we are coming as a learning process, whatever give the challenges coming in our lives, everybody's life challenge is there. 3 areas, the 3-area karma works: health-oriented, health challenges, or relationship challenges, or monetary challenges, money-related, business or things, or combination thereof. All of us who are in this art, the class, all of us shall have some challenges in our life. That is by design. If all challenges are lifted up, there is no need further to run this life. You learn the lesson or fail the lesson, either way. So in this case, only few, they not only they learn, they can leave the class, but they again come back to the class. They are the teachers. Okay. They don't come to class for the learning, they're guiding and helping others. So in this process, what happens is, when somebody comes to the teacher level, they come to the higher level of mission, because they become the representative of the higher authorities. They come as a representative, not the student. There is nothing to learn there, to teach others. So that is a different category. So I'm not talking about the teachers, I'm talking about the students. Most of us, we are. So what happens is, how do we know that we are on the right path, or what this path has been chosen by our soul consciousness? Most of us, we don't know our life mission on earth. What is the purpose of taking this birth? What is the meaning of life? We don't know. We don't know because so far we never hear to our soul's voices. It's called whispers from beyond. How soul communicates with us? Our soul communicates with us through conscience. Okay, for our inner voice, intuitive voice, gut feeling, whatever you call it, this inner call. Through that, our soul communicates with us every time. But only thing is, by free will, you have to choose to listen to it. Most of the time is what is happening is that our soul gives us something you are going to do. Our conscience will not allow that to happen, but we somehow silence our conscience. That's why we miss the point of what soul is going to tell us. And we miss that. We deviate from that. So what is conscience? I was just going through some Google search and see the meaning of conscience is, as per the dictionary, it is a noun, a person's moral sense of right and wrong, viewed as acting as a guide to one's behavior. Okay, moral sense of right and wrong. This right and wrong, as per what? What is the scale? It is not as per whatever our mind is projecting what is right, what is wrong, and because that comes under justification. Yeah, it is conscience is coming from our soul consciousness. That is the way it is telling us if this is better, you should not do it because there are huge consequences. You may not be understanding, you are not aware of this. It is called the pleasure is temporary, karma is permanent. Maybe in the persuasion of a short-term pleasure, you are creating a long-term karma, but you have to come and repay anyway. So there is not going away from it. And conscience, I was just, while creating this the topic, conscience, to me, I find it interesting. Conscience is a part of con and the science. It's conning somebody, that it is just cheating somebody, science. So it will tell you that this is wrong. You should not do it. So this science, our external science is the knowledge of external things. Our internal science, which just tells you which is right and wrong, is a conscience. It's not written anywhere in the dictionary. It is just I created. The con and science is a conscience. See, this is how it operates. It's a tool of our soul consciousness to give us this, that how to not to deviate from that, how to go into your training and the test and get rid of it permanently, rather than running away from the class. You finish the class, you graduate the class, and then you have a freedom to do anything. You need not to go back to the same class again. That is the fastest and more appropriate way to get into this, to overcome all these kind of challenges, and then you have to complete your own assignment on this planet Earth. Okay. Now, what happens if we don't listen to our conscience? Okay, so there are also stages. What happens initially? It tries to tell us what is good for us, what is bad for us. But in the sense of our soul's journey, whatever we come to learn, whatever we come to experientially understand, that part. So it guides us through conscience, our soul consciousness guides us into that path. But if we ignore, if we give all the importance to this ego mind, the logic and doubts and justifying our actions, then slowly, it go to sleep mode because you are not using it. You have a free will, and free will is a supreme. Nobody mess with your free will. But free will has been given for you to choose the path which is in your best interest. But most of us, we use our free will to go into what is easiest way and most convenient way rather than what is the right way. So our consciousness is telling us this is not good and all those kind of things. So the question is, if everybody has a conscience, then why there are so many negativity on the earth, so many crimes? something. So I'm just explaining that part of it. So initially, the conscience is active in everybody. Then what will happening? We started ignoring it with logic. We convince ourselves this is the best thing to do. Or everybody is corrupt. How does it matter if I add one more? It doesn't matter. This kind of thing, this is a logic. It justifies your action. So what happens over the period of time, your conscience goes into sleep mode because conscience doesn't enforce things. It is just, it operates as your consultant. But in suppose any business or any work situation, only if you invite the consultant and get consultant's guidance, only it will be effective. No? If you don't call a consultant, then slowly, the consultant will keep his or her mouth shut. No? Then if you come to a certain stage, you are ignored for a very long time, then that maybe go to the dormant mode, like your conscious is completely sealed, that faculty. And that is the time when people go into the bigger crimes, like murdering somebody and all that. The conscience is completely off, switched off. No one tells this is the right thing or wrong thing. They keep on justifying over and over and all, and they don't listen to even their inner voice. That's how it happens. But in the bargain, what happened is, in the soul's point of view, soul's path, they come here to achieve something, they drop further down. Means it has come several lifetimes to come back to wherever you were in the beginning of the birth. So suppose you have come to the school and from home, and maybe you are at say class 10 and you did something so horribly wrong. Then they demote you to class 9. So you go back home as a class 9 student. You no longer be worthy of being a class 10. You have to appear class 9 exams and then go to class 10. So that also happens. So why it happens? Because of this, what I'm explaining, because of this reason. That we failed in the test. Not only that, we stopped listening to our intuitive voice, the conscience, and then all the things we take the decision based on that mind constructs. We listen to this logic and which sounds to be great. We follow that, and overall we come back with a lower position that we entered into this art plane. So this happens. So in this process, so that's the justification of that. And the irony of the thing is, when we lost connection with the conscience, many people think if you hear the story of some murderer, they have some kind of pinching, maybe first 1 or 2 murders, then they're doing 20 murders, they don't feel anything. Okay, because that time the conscience is completely, dormant. Nothing is coming anymore. See, this situation, they think it is a liberation. They think, oh, I get rid of my inner voice and conscience. What a fool. So it's not about getting liberation. You have cut your lifeline. Suppose you are falling down into the well and there is a rope connected to it, from outside, so that maybe at one point of time you can be saved. Somebody can pull you out. This kind of act of getting the conscience completely dormant is basically you're cutting your lifeline on your own, and you are laughing, look, now even the rope, I got liberated from it. But eventually nobody can help you also in this situation. So you be there going more down, there will be no lifeline. There's nothing can be pulled you out from that. So anyway, after all, it is a free will. It is a choice. If somebody wants to go down, not to listen to these things and fail in something, it's a free will. Everybody has a right. The way I say it, everybody has a right not to know something or not to follow something. It's a free will. It is up to you. It's a free will, your choice. You go up and down. It's up to you. Okay. Only if you want that by free will, if we choose that, then only some help will come. Otherwise not. Lifetime after nothing will come. Why? Because you have not chosen it. I have seen my past lives. No? I can share my first-hand experience. So many lifetimes I wasted in this matter only. I refused help, refused the offer of this thing, refused to go into the so-called, the right path or better path. But I chose the convenient one. And think it is, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm great. Who is somebody to give me lecture on all these things? Huh? So this is exactly the voice of our ego. Okay. Nobody is asking you anything. Nobody is great and things like that. Somebody, it is your own conscience. It is your inner voice you listen to. No need to listen to anybody else. Your path is unique, and so as your inner voice. But it is up to you to listen to it or reject it. If you reject it, you follow face the consequences. So your travel time will be longer and longer. And if it goes into the dormant in that lifetime, it will not come back unless until you truly repent and make a lot of purification exercises. Only then it comes back. Truly look for help, and that also takes a lot of time. And I was earlier day I was mentioning that when anybody, normal people, they just wanted to seek that what is the way out from all this, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, life and death, and what is the meaning of all these things. You do everything and then leave it everything and then go. Like school, no? Whatever the study, whatever the books, you have to, things, you leave it to school and go back home. Same here. So what is the meaning of all this? Coming to the same class, same thing, same, teaching again and again and again, because then we need to know how, then we internally look for the test. Give me something so that I can get out of it. How many times I will go through the same lesson? Okay, that is the time, even that it take 50 lifetimes to get in touch with a living master who can actually guide you point by point. Reading and all, or many people do, that will not take you out. You need the personal guidance in that matter. That's just they show you the way. That's all. Nothing else. Show you the which way to go, which way you're getting the test, and how to appear the test. Not to run away from the test. That's all. Again, after listening to that, you have a choice, free will to accept it, reject it, or you can tell, oh, so it's all bullshit. I know better. Fine, you are still there in the class. Lifetime after lifetime. I have gone through this process. I know. Okay. So now what happens? In a final moment comes, we purify ourselves. Okay, this part listen carefully. We purify. See, we have to go beyond right and wrong. We have to go beyond right and wrong. So when we go into the right thing to do, our conventional right and our spiritual right, those are two different things. Whatever maybe another discussion I will take, which is crime versus sins. I will explain that, in detail. Yeah. Crime is you are breaking man-made law, and sin is you're breaking the universal law. You're deviating from it, not breaking, you're deviating. So that aspect I will, discuss in detail in another session. But some of the things, why we just miss this to grow. I'm just coming to that particular point. We miss it because we think if we have not done any crime, we are doing right thing. No. So, whatever your right thing is, you are logically right. Today's topic, logic. That is logically right thing you are doing. That not necessarily it is full alignment with the universal laws or your soul principles. Those are different. Means you may have done a lot of good things in earthly terms, but spiritually have not grown. Because you have not accomplished the mission what your soul is supposed to do. Let me take one example. Suppose being a selfish is not a crime. Okay, I'm doing it for my own good or things. But selfishness is a hindrance to your spiritual growth. You will not grow spiritually. Maybe you have not done anything wrong. There's no crime happened. Selfishness is not a crime. Everybody is selfish. Everybody works for them. What is mine? Mera kya hoga? And me and everybody. I think my happiness, my wealth, my these things, my achievement, my prestige, all these things. Me, and me. Nothing wrong in that. It is not a crime. But in the spiritual context, that you are not progressing anything. Progress comes when you become your actions are selfless. Why? Because whatever divine wants to do for the humanity, if you join that, you progress in that spiritual journey, spiritual path. And in this, that selfless service is called seva. Seva bhav. Seva bhav is not something to be legally to be imposed upon somebody. It should come from within. In the seva bhav, in the service, is a great spiritual act to progress further on the spiritual journey. Swami Vivekananda, what is his, teaching? He's teaching that he was telling I'm just saying first in the Bengali, then I will translate it for all you. বহুরূপে সম্মুখে ছাড়ি কোথা খুঁজিছ ঈশ্বর জীবে প্রেম করে যেই জন সেই জন সেবিছে ঈশ্বর. Okay, now let me translate it into English. Okay. বহুরূপে সম্মুখে ছাড়ি, in front of you there are many. কোথা খুঁজিছ ঈশ্বর, where you are searching for God, means leaving everything what is in front of you, where you are searching God. জীবে প্রেম করে যেই জন, whoever love others. Jive means all living beings. Jive prem kore jeijon, whoever has loved the other living beings, sheijon sebiche ishwar. That person is serving to God. Means that this particular aspect of Swami Vivekananda's teaching is exactly in alignment with the seva bhav. Service to humanity. Being a selfish is just opposite to that. As I explained, it is not a crime. You are not doing anything bad. But it is not good enough to progress on the spiritual path. You need a seva bhav, selfless act. Higher the selfless content, faster your progress. All the spiritual masters, they share this knowledge and guidance and all these kind of things for only purpose of transforming others' lives, not their own. They could have used this for self glorification and all these kind of things. No? Okay. Even how it is selfless, they don't even expect a thank you. I told many times, that many people's life get transformed. Because when seva bhav also gives you humility, because you are humble, you are the servant of the divine, and that's how you present yourself. That's how you truly, your inner being, you are connected, you are fully aware, you are just an agent of giving the service to the humanity. In Mahabharata, there was one story. After that, the Pandavas, they win this war, Mahabharata war. So then Pandava got that their kingdom back. I think Hastinapur, So the kingdom back, and Yudhishthir, he is the eldest, so he is allocating during the ceremony, the what is called Vijay Sanmilan or whatever you call it, that to celebrate the win and starting the new phase of the kingdom. So they called all the kings, everybody to visit them, and everybody is welcome. The thousands of people came, and for the several days they are saying that festival going on, free food and all this kind of things. Yudhishthir was allocating that who will do what, who will be the in charge of which activity. Give it to all Pandavas and everybody and all this thing. So when Lord Krishna came, that you are asking, please tell me which activity you like to have. It will be our honor to give you that, to take part into our celebration, to do that. Sri Krishna told, I wanted to take the activity to clean people's feet in water. And when they come, that time they used to come on walking, most of the people. Only the king and all, they have a chariot, but most of the people, they just walk. So when they come from different parts of the world, when they arrive here, I wanted to wash their feet with water. Then Yudhishthir got terrified. Why? Yudhishthir thought there must have been something wrong we have done. Krishna got upset. So he is asking for this. This way he's communicating that, I feel insulted and give me this. Then Yudhishthir told, please forgive us if we have done something unknowingly. It looks that you got terribly upset. That's what you are asking for this. Okay. Why don't you be the in charge of, invitation or reception team, like kings and all, and you invite them and show them to where to go. Why you are taking the common people, washing feet? It's ये आपको शोभा नहीं देता. It's not into your level. There's hundreds of servants are there to take care of all those things. He said, no, this is the opportunity I get to the seva of Janta, the people. Okay. They are coming here. This is my opportunity to get that. Okay. So these kind of things, acts, come from the highest level of seva bhav. Seva is not meant for only for the, big people and all those things. When that goes down into the, lowermost crust of the society, that becomes your true seva. And exactly what Swami Vivekananda also said that.
Can you please, Rajiv, can you please repeat that seva part once more, just the last few lines that you said?
Okay.
Thank you.
What I am saying is this seva bhav is the highest level of alignment with your own spiritual journey. When you give unconditional, like without expecting anything, and you take up some activity which other way, no way it is glorified or anything, then what happens is two things happens. One, you get your ego part has been completely surrendered. Means when you are washing somebody's feet, and that's a common people, maybe somebody's farmer, you are washing a farmer's feet, your ego has already gone. Otherwise, you cannot do this. And on top of it, you are giving service to the common people. And that becomes the highest expression of your selflessness. And in this process, this seva bhav, from you, if you do it with a full devotion to this act, your spiritual progress become maximum. This is what you don't need to do. There is no rules and laws to make that happen, that I explained earlier. It is not about the law or rule which is man-made. Yet it is following the spiritual principles, and by seva bhav we can achieve maximum and the faster selfless service. The moment we are glorifying it or publishing it and doing it only for photo ops, that purpose is ruined. That has gone. That is not there anymore. So it is this aspect of doing this seva bhav or in the service silently or without pick and choose. That is what it takes you much, much faster on the spiritual journey. Then in other sense, we graduate faster and go back home early. So that is the purpose of this. So, all right. So, by the way, let me put it 2-3 more points. Whatever our duties we are supposed to do to our, our own parents, our own children, our spouse, our friends and families, duties are not selfless service because they are related. There is always that expectation, sense of give and take is there. Selfless service is what I'm explaining. Selfless service is not your duty. Duty is a different thing. You need to do your duty. There's a karma yoga. Karma yoga and selfless service, seva bhav, is two different things. If you say I'm doing all my duties and I'm doing selfless service, no, you are doing duties but not selfless service. Okay, selfless service completely unknown somebody, and we are doing it for that. Only one thing I should just mention here: doing selfless service, you also use your judgment so that you are not using your selfless service to somebody who is fundamentally negative or evil. Means in other way, don't support any evil people by doing your service, because you are encouraging that. And that again reminds me about Rabindranath Tagore, another 2 lines of his poem. In Bengali, again I will translate it in English. Onnay je kore ar onnay je shohe, shomokhrina tare jano trino shomodohe. Something like that, if I am not mistaken. Means whoever perform wrong things, onnay je kore, or onnay je shohe, whoever allows that the onnay, the wrong thing, both are equally, onnay je kore, onnay je shohe, shamoghrina, they are to be equally hated. Means hated, grina, it is, they are to be equally denounced. Hate is may not be the right word. Both are equally denounced into the same category. So, selfless service you have to do. Of course, you don't describe what is the status of that. Only thing is, just I'm giving a pointer here. Selfless service should not be given to the people with a bad motives, or means basically you should not help criminals in the name of selfless service, because they will harm more people. So whatever you are doing, it will go on to the wasted, or you will be the part of it. So these also need to be very clearly understood. Again, the story of Mahabharata, what happened was, the Karna. Karna was, Karna, how he was killed in the, in the battlefield. This was stuck, his chariot, the wheel got stuck in the mud. So he kept his weapon, like whatever, the arrow and bow and arrow, on one side, and he was trying to pull the chariot wheel out. Then Arjuna, he saw that this is happening, and he also was waiting. Let him bring that wheel up, and then I will start fighting again. Lord Krishna said, he was the Sarthi, no? Lord Krishna says, kill him now, because he knows if Karna is back again, Arjuna cannot win that. So he said, now kill him. So he said, no, he is nirastra, he doesn't have a weapon. And on top of it, it is against the rule of the war. If the other opponent doesn't have a weapon in his hand, I cannot kill him. Let him finish. It is against the rule. So, and then he said, no, I'm ordering you kill. Okay. It is not about this rule. It is about the dharma to be maintained. You are supposed to do it. Yeah? So when Krishna take the bow and arrow, then Karna was saying, stop stop, Krishna, how you can tell that? Because it is against the rule. You cannot do it. It is against the rule. Then Krishna said, fine, okay. You need help now, okay, and I'm not going to help you because in this case, you have not taken what is the right thing to do. What happened when you were sitting in the full of hall when the Draupadi Vastraharan was going on? Where were you? Where were your rules? Where was your morality? Why you cannot stop that? If the rule is cannot apply it there, then this rule also cannot apply it here. Arjun, you kill him. He killed. So basically what is happening here is that you should not support. Means ultimately the dharma has to be maintained. For that, you need to sacrifice the lower ones. And that's why seva bhav is needed, but not to the wrong person. The Karna was, his friendship was more precious than that the Draupadi Vastraharan, the shameful act going on in the open, in front of everybody. So he gave more preference. He got to that in your friends, helping friends rather than doing whatever the right thing to do. So basically what I'm trying to say is you do seva, but avoid giving seva to somebody who is pursuing wrong things. That is not your seva. That is not count. Even you will be the part of it. As I just given the 2 lines of Rabindranath Tagore, that if you are supporting also, that is also going against you. In the name of seva, don't support anybody who is not pursuing the righteous path or which is in the alignment with that your soul consciousness. So that's the only thing I'm just mentioning it here. So it is not a black and white. That's why it is given, our own conscience has been given to judge. So you use your conscience to judge to whom you should give support and to whom you not. Your soul knows it, your conscience will guide you accordingly. So if you just follow your own conscience, allow not to get sleep. If it is a dormant, at least you do something, repent or other things or seek help from the divine. Divine will send you somebody to help you out of that. Activate that conscience. And then you lead your life with the active guidance of your conscience. Many times I have just explained the enlightened living is getting guidance from your soul consciousness at every moment by moment. So how you get the guidance? From your conscience or inner voice. And that's how you do every moment. That is a fully aligned, holistic living, enlightened living. But at least you keep your conscience on and seek its advice before you take any kind of by free will. You don't have to. But what my advice is, you always ask guidance from your conscience before you're going to take any action. Then you are having what will be the result of that? You will get out you will be living a life with a zero karma. There will be no karmic impact to the life you are living. So end of it, you will not bind any new karma. Whatever the earlier karmas were, slowly you will face this training and testing, and it will come and go. All these things you will overcome, and you'll be clean and finally liberated from that. So with this, I'll conclude my learning session. So if there is any question, you are welcome.
Rasdeep, I have got a question. I have got 2 questions, rather.
Yes, Nego.
As you have given the example of Arjun killing Karna, so then is it justified that a person's family has been wiped out by a murderer and he kills the murderer in turn? Is it a justified act?
No, it is not justified act unless until this particular person is a judge and he is giving punishment as his duty to the judgment. Then it is justified. But if we are not in that position of the judgment, you should not. If it is your duty to punish people, you have got the orders and you have to execute that, then it is nothing wrong. But you should not play the role of a judge and jury. You are not God. Means basically my advice is don't play God. You are not here to punish anyone. Karma will take care of it. Unless until you have a specific order. Okay, then it becomes your duty. Then whoever is giving order, he will take care of it. In this case, Krishna will take care of it.
So Krishna was as a lord, he gave the order, so Arjuna executed it.
Oh yes, because he need to maintain dharma. Not into the... See, today's topic I explained in the beginning, the logic tricks us into not doing something or create a doubt. Here, the Krishna is a representative of the consciousness. Krishna is very clear. All these people has to go. Otherwise, the fresh new start is not possible. So he wanted to establish that in the name of small rules, regulations, which is man-made. Who made all these rules of the war and all those things? People. Okay, so they are hiding behind those rules to justify their actions. That is where the Krishna reminded that where those rules? You are talking about the rules. What about the rules of you to protect a woman, whose decency has been robbed in front of you? Where were your rule that time? As a man, it was your duty to protect that lady. So what about that rule? Okay, so that was the understanding. Basically it is a clash between two rules. This particular aspect, I normally give an example to understand that what we are doing here. Okay, because it is a tricky situation, and that's why people get confused and do something wrong. See, normally I give an example, you will understand. Suppose my daughter has fallen from staircases and hit her head and bleeding. Okay, I will sit her into the car and going towards the clinic. I'm driving fast and see one red. It's a night time, maybe 1 o'clock. I see a red signal. I break the red signal and go and take that. So see what is happening here. I broke the law. I was supposed to stop and the red signal. And there is a risk also because somebody else can come and hit me. But I use my judgment that I need to break this so that I can put my daughter as fast as possible to the clinic, because otherwise we may lose her. So as a father, it was my duty, precedence will be to reach her home, and I'm agreed to pay the fine or whatever it is, consequences of breaking the red signal. Same here. The higher purpose get precedence over the lower ones. It's a tricky, because it's not that, have you broken the law? Yes. Are you aware? Yes. But most of the people, they are not aware. And that's why we cannot select the right one. We'll stop in the red signal, and maybe because of heavy bleeding, that may become unconscious coma and even die. Okay, so that is why we have been also given judgment. Judgment about to take a right decision at the right moment, because nobody else is there to ask that time. But in general, principle is higher order get a precedence over the lower ones. The man-made rules will be the lower one. Spiritual laws will be the higher one. So instead of going into the logic, we have to go to the conscience. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Another question, Rajdeep. Another question is that, say I'm working for a company, and that company orders me to do some unethical work, which is not moral or whatever it is. So in that case, my conscience is not allowing that. My conscience is saying against that. But as a professional, I have to do that because I am working.
Yes.
So what in that position, what is the right thing to do?
In this case, you will do what Arjuna did. Follow the instruction because it is not yours. Okay. If you add something, it becomes yours. Okay. But if you don't change it, simply follow the order. And also you have a right to quit. So you quit, then after that it will not come back. No. But after 2-3 times you feel you are not comfortable with it, then you have a right to leave. Okay. And this aspect also I explained here, the operating principles. Your peace of mind is most precious thing. Just see, if you don't follow the company instruction, your life will be hell. Maybe you have to leave the job anyway. So keep your things, whatever is right and wrong as per our understanding, at a higher level, these are all Maya. These are all tests. Okay. I was talking about the training and tests. No? These are the tests. All tests are not simple. And there is a fine line thing you have to do. So we will do it, but look for other jobs so that you need not to perform it and suppress your own conscience for a long time. But that moment you do it because it is an order and you are supposed to do it. It is your duty.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ravi.
Okay. God bless.
Guruji.
Yes, Manali.
Guruji, I have a question. I say to listen to your conscience, but we know that giving bribe and taking bribe both are very much bad. But in a system where without giving bribe the work cannot get done, what to do in that case?
You give bribe because otherwise your peace of mind will be disturbed.
Okay.
Just check, if I don't give the bribe, will my peace of mind will be still there? If it is there, don't give.
Okay.
You can maintain your peace of mind. But if your peace of mind goes, you get more trouble, more harassment, then you give it and finish it off.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Guruji.
Okay. God bless you.
Guruji, I have a question, sir.
Yes, Kavita. Yeah, Pinky, I'll come back to you, ma'am. Yes, Kavita.
Sir, consciousness के लिए we have always to be aware about our peace of mind.
The peace of mind allows you to get into your consciousness or get into the conscience, that voice we call whispers from beyond. Okay. So that is why we practice meditation and calm down our mind. Otherwise, there is too much internal noise. Our internal voice got lost. Okay. To get into that voice and understand it fully, then your internal noise of your mind need to be reduced. At least, if not zero is ultimate, best, but at least reduce so that you can get into those voices. Voice of our own conscience. Yeah. So that is the right way to do.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. God bless you. Yes, Pinky.
Yeah. So Rajdipta, as you were talking about the karma yoga and seva, that those two are totally different. But I don't know, it's like while doing the karma yoga, let's say at workplace also, two people are doing the same duty. But one is doing as a duty, but one is doing much more than that, which is considered as seva. Many selfless things they're trying to put while working.
Yeah.
Okay, so means I felt somewhere it is related also. That's the reason I'm bringing up the question.
Understood. Yeah. Just I have one thing. I'm not saying that seva is not possible even doing your duty. I'm not saying that. Okay, it is possible. Just you ask yourself, if I don't have this job, still I will do that or not? If not, then your interest is involved here. It is not selfless, no? If you continue, even if you lose your job, I continue to do that part, then it is selfless service. But if not, it is directly linked. Okay. Same thing what I was explaining about the relationships. your duty in the relationships, maybe you're doing a lot of selfless things, but those are not considered selfless service because there's a relationship involved. Without that relationship, you will not do it for somebody else. If you do, then that is your selfless service.
So now, like, let's say I have the intention to do if I lose the job also, if I do not do. But there are certain things when you can do only when you can have that job. Means like, let's say so few things which I have faced in my job, current job I'm saying. And I found there were really like well-deserved employees or members, but they were in some autistic spectrum. People didn't realize that, and they were being not treated properly. Okay, so then whatever it is a help to get things, and there are many more things. But I could do that. I'll do it anywhere. But for those people, I could do that because we are in the same company or same place.
Yeah, that's fine. So, no, I'm not saying you have to do for the same people. It's a similar thing. If you do somebody outside your company, that becomes your selfless service.
Got it.
Okay, but if you only show selfless service within your job, within your family, that is not 100% selfless. That's what I'm saying. It is a selfless act, but it is not a seva. Okay, suppose you are feeding people. Okay. And he said, what's wrong if I charge 10 rupees from them? It is very cheap. But the moment you charge it, it's no longer become a selfless service. Okay, I'm not saying it is not possible, you should not, and I'm not saying that. But the seva goes away from there because there is some transaction involved here. Means, in other words, it is not you who are doing the seva, it is your position who is doing the seva.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, Kavita.
सर, आप जो भी बता रहे हो कि हम लोग अपनी सेवा के लिए हम लोग को चार्ज नहीं करना चाहिए, सेल्फलेस सर्विस जब हम कर रहे हैं, बट सम पीपल सेज दैट वी शुड चार्ज समथिंग while doing seva, otherwise our energy goes away. So how much is it right?
That is not selfless service, that is service. You charge for it, for your service. We are also doing work, we are earning money, nothing wrong in that. But that doesn't fall into the category of selfless service. That's it.
Selfless. Okay.
Your service, you are giving service and getting something in return. It is called energy. What is
exchange?
Yeah, energy exchange. That is fine. No issue with that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Any other question?
Just one question. This is regarding that thing that Anna is a Kore and Anna is a Sohe. Both are to be denounced. Okay.
Yes.
So now somebody is following Adharma. I know that means anybody means there is somebody is doing Adharma. I know that. The problem is that first thing is that somebody is doing Adharma. I don't want to take the action because that will destroy my peace of mind. So that I know. So, but at the time, if I hate them, so that is also against my principle of Prem Marg. That is also there. Another way, if we look at it, if I am whether I am tolerating that Annay and Adharma, and then I am also doing wrong thing. So there is a contradiction in this thing. How to go about it?
Yeah, that's a good question. You go into the neutral mode. To these people, go into the neutral mode. Don't interact. Okay. Neither help them, support them. Just keep your distance with these things, these people. That's all. You don't have to help somebody if you don't want to. So what I am saying is don't help them. At the same time, don't create enmity. They may harm you. Okay.
Yes.
Don't give them lecture ki, oh, this is the wrong thing you have to do. You don't know this is wrong. They know very well. Okay, what they're doing is wrong. Okay, but if you go to teach them and they will trash you. Basically, don't give any unsolicited advice to anyone. Even I am also not giving unsolicited advice to anyone. What I do is I give my example or sharing my experience. If somebody needs to learn, they will learn on their own. Otherwise, it will leave it there. No, it's not my job. What I say is, don't play God. It is not our duty to correct everybody. Everybody is walking their own unique path. We don't know what the type of thing they have chosen. What are the trainings and testing they have chosen at soul level? We should not go with our morality and correctness and try to correct them. No. Yes, if they are asking for it, that's what I'm saying. Give them solicited advice, not unsolicited advice, no matter what they're doing. Just to protect yourself so that that person cannot harm you. That's all.
But how to prevent the hate that is coming in the mind to that person?
No, hate, you just tell yourself that person is following their own soul's path. Who am I to judge, to level them? Okay, and to do that also, I have given another example that tips how to deal with it. Consider that person is come out of an asylum as a patient. Okay, then your mode will change. He said, okay, bechara patient hai. We don't take offense from a patient. Okay. We take offense from a criminal, but not as a patient. So just what you need to do, bring from criminal to patient level, in your view. Okay. All right. Uma. Yes. Yes. Mhm. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. This is what we can do. You can pray to the creator. Like, don't play God, but you can pray to God. You don't play God, but you can pray to God. Please take care of this situation or this person, and give them wisdom, as you said, give them love so that experience love and all. So that is the best thing to do in this circumstances. Yes. You need not to react. You can just pray and leave it there. All right. So if there is no further question, we'll go into our Kriya and meditation. So sit straight.